All right, all right, all right. Don't you hate it when you're scrolling through your phone and you through the apps and you actually click one by mistake? Now you have to close it. First world problems. Friday. August 7th, Columbus, Ohio. You know, it's nice and cool out here. It's about 9:30 in the morning. I've been trying to get out here every day for an hour. Yeah. And so that's been like 3 to 3.5 miles, which is not very good. Which is not very good at all. I was listening to somebody's podcast or something, and she said, I think she's older than me and not an athlete. She said, every day I walk 4 miles in an hour. I thought, oh man. I gotta step up my game. But yeah, so I've been trying to get out for an hour. It helps a lot. Even if you're not necessarily losing tons of weight, which you do eventually. It takes a long time, but it takes months. I've talked about that on these vlogs before. Yeah, you can do it. It just takes a long time by walking. And I was watching some guy's video a few months ago, or not that long ago, a few weeks ago. He said that if you do brisk walking, your heart rate gets higher than you think. Well, let's see. I'll tell you right now. 104. So that's not nothing, but it's not very high, right? For my... But I'm definitely overweight. I mean, it's not good. I really should be out here twice a day, honestly. That's really what I should be doing. What I should do, you know, what I could do if it doesn't rain, which, here, let's look. Now, in LA, I never really looked up if it was going to rain or not. Sometimes you did, certain months. Let's see. Friday, sunny. Saturday, sunny. Sunday, slight chance of rain, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days of rain of various levels, you know. But what I could do is go back out on the bike. That's actually not a bad idea. Like if I have time, jump on the bike. That's actually not a bad idea. And the other good thing, if you're really tired, you can jump on you can still get in some mild exercise on the e-bikes they have now. And city bikes are interesting because they're not that popular, really. I mean, you don't see I'm just going by what you see. You don't really see people riding them that much. So, Columbus Blue Jackets flag. There's usually a pretty good selection. When you go down there. At the same time, on the other hand, I've always lived in areas where, like this area, where you have a lot of younger people, students, grad students, young professionals, you know, close to downtown. Here, and then in LA, I was close to downtown. So in other words, people that are the people that would ride a city bike, right? So sometimes there'd be no bikes or one bike, you know. And certainly in LA, when they introduced the e-bikes, there'd always be one, you know, per rack, one per storage rack, and it was gone. Like they start out with, they put in one per storage rack, and I could use that. And then, because no one else knew about it. And then, eventually they, found out, and then they were always gone. You know, they'd be on the other side of town. You can see it on your app. So, to give you a big picture of Ditzel world, I have a separate channel called Daily Dose of Ditzel, which is where this will go. And it's basically all vlogs, is really what it is. So I've had it, I've not used it too much. The main channel, I guess I could throw up everything on the main channel, which a lot of people do, but I'm trying to get the main channel to be more focused on, just more focused. It's already touches on way too many subjects. I want the experience to be somewhat focused. So when you have vlogs and you have comedy videos and behind-the-scenes videos, it just becomes kind of as a viewer experience, it becomes kind of convoluted, especially like let's say you see a video that's recommended to you and you like it and you go, oh man, that was funny, I want to check out what else this guy does. And then you check out a vlog or a live stream that's 2 hours. You know, I don't know. I think it's, and it's not particularly funny, right? It's just behind the scenes, or it's just me talking, right? Kind of like now. I don't think that's the best way to go. And now I'm producing so much video. Like tons. There's tons every day that I figured it was time to split it up and really utilize that channel, which I kind of underutilized, Daily Dose of Ditzel. It also gives you a freedom to you know, kind of stretch out a little bit, right? And then you don't have to worry about the content so much, is that you can just right? Yeah. Okay, so for example, on a vlog channel, you can go 5 hours. Right? It's just a vlog. I mean, if you're just doing depending on how you define a vlog, but I'm just talking about sort of every slices of life, you know, almost like a live stream, but maybe it's not, and maybe a lot of those are live streams. Like, I did a video on my main channel about 3 years ago now, where I said, okay, I'm just gonna turn on the camera. I'm just gonna sit here and kind of talk you through my process of writing a joke. We're just gonna write some jokes, and then you can write. I'm going to just walk you through, you know, thinking of an idea, and then writing down a bunch of possibilities, and okay, that's kind of cool. But for people that aren't super fans, right, which I'm gonna guess is most people, they're I'm sure I have somebody that checks in a lot, but you know, it's a little dull. So on the main channel, I'm just trying to get to where, and this is what, you know, the best practices say you should do anyway. I'm trying to get to where, yeah, you click on one video, you like it, and then you click on another video and you like it, you know what I mean? Where the product is consistent. And I think it's before it wasn't, because I had all these other things. I've talked about this on this channel before, on my videos. It's just a real dilemma, because you need you need so much watch time to get to your 4,000 hours. I don't know, but let's don't debate that anymore. I'm kind of tired. I've talked about it 100 times on these videos. But anyway, I'm just generating so much. And you're talking about, I think it would just be unwieldy. It would just be 5-hour live stream. Next video, 30 seconds of me imitating Joe Biden. You know, next video, live interviews with people on the street. What do you think of the blah, blah, blah? And try to make jokes out of it. I don't know. But here's kind of the way I'm thinking of it. Concepting it, is that a word? Why did I come all the way down here? Oh, I guess we're to the bike trail. Here's one way to think about it. So on the vlog channel, I might do that writing exercise or writing over the shoulder video. And then break that up into the main channel video. Take out in other words, just pull the jokes that are written from that. And then what I have been doing is I take the main channel video, which is all jokes, no in between writing. You follow me so far? So maybe the first one is 45 minutes. The second one on the main channel is, let's go 10 minutes. And then I cut that up into small subsection jokes. And those go on the short form video platforms like TikTok. And then I throw them up on my Joe Ditzel Clips channel, which is just all the short ones. The short form ones that I'm talking about. So I don't know why that cut out. I hope I got some of that video. That's a little concerning. So I was just recording and it cut out. It's done that before, so I don't know if it's doing that necessarily on purpose or yeah. So I don't know if I lost all that video. That's okay. I was talking about TikTok and why you should be on TikTok. And I'll talk about the security concerns in a minute, but I was explaining how it's different if you're unaware of the depth of how advanced the technology is. So Lil Nas X is a hip hop artist, uploads his song Old Town Road to TikTok. Now on TikTok, if you you basically flip, it's like Vine, the old Vine, where it's all vertical. So you hold your phone and you flip by. I'm explaining for the oldsters. You flip, video comes up, then you flip it. Kind of like your Facebook feed without all the other posts, just video. And if you like it, you can like it, you press a heart, you can share it, or you just flip by. And it's kind of fun because if you have a short attention span, you just flip again and flip again. So a lot of because it has that musically the former app that it was called DNA, there's a lot of people singing and dancing, and after a while that gets kind of old for somebody like me. I'm not that interested in it. But at this point, there's also a lot of older people on the app, so you also have a lot of different types of content as well. As the app has grown, now you have a lot of different types of content. It's more interesting for somebody like me. But nonetheless, so Lil Nas X puts up the song. On TikTok, you can, for the most part, I don't know if it's on all, I think the default is that your audio is available to other people. It might not be the default, but nonetheless, I'll check it. I'll check when I get home if you have to choose that or if it's the default. I think it's the default that when you upload a video, the audio is available for anybody else to use in their video. You say, well, I don't want that, but you kind of do. You kind of do. Because what they'll do is, if it becomes a hit, then you'll get more people coming to you. Like you'll grow. You'll grow if your audio grows. So when he put up that's kind of funny. The guy was telling his driver to back up, and then he wasn't backing up, but the guy was still going into the road. So when he put up Old Town Road, then other people were just, all you do is press a spinning album. It looks like a spinning record on the lower right-hand corner of every video. And then it says, use this sound, ? And then if you say yes, then you can use that sound. So people were taking his sound and then recording themselves dancing to that video, dancing to that music. The thing about it, you have to understand. So now that's different than Facebook. That's different than Snapchat, right? Now, the whole platform becomes a sharing experience. It's not just, sending a snap and somebody responds to your snap or they comment on your video. Now they're using your video, your audio, right? And them. So it's much more of a community, but I'm only touching on the surface. I'm only barely touching on the surface. So beyond that, so now you get the idea. That's an important component, okay? Because it changes the dimension of what you can do. But but you don't have to do that. You don't have to do any of that. You can just upload videos if you want that nobody can share, right? It's up to you to determine. And I'll make sure when I get home what the rules are on that. Because I don't care. I mean, I generate so much content. I could care. I wish they would. And well, that's a good example. Comedy. So, maybe if you're a famous comedian, maybe you don't want them using your comedy. But what's happening is people are uploading video that they don't own the rights to, and this is where it gets to be a little problematic. But I think the smart comedians will let it slide, or the smart rights holders if it's a record company or something. So, for example, somebody would record John Mulaney bit from TV or from CD or off Spotify or whatever. And CD? Did I just say CD? What? And then they'd use that clip where they essentially lip sync the words of the bit, and then they'd act out the bit as if it was them. Well, that's gold. If you're a comedian, that's gold. That's gold. Why would you discourage that? You should be putting up the clips for them to do that, I mean, it's just, the engagement on that is off the charts. This would be a dream of a record company or a content creator. You'd be nuts. You'd be nuts to get the dogs out, to get the lawyers out on that. Now, but that's what's happening, and in certain cases, they're not allowed. Because I think too, if you let the genie out of the bottle, then then if later, because part of owning rights to something is defending those rights. You have to show that you've defended those rights. So if you're just letting people do that, you say, oh, it shouldn't matter because it's just these 10 clips or whatever. But if it got out of control, I can see where lawyers would be like, hey, we can't show a precedence of allowing this, But at this point, you know, nothing is. I've never heard of a law firm, or I've never heard anybody going after TikTok, partly because they were small, but now they're really big, so it'll be interesting. But for you, as a local business owner, as a accountant, as a somebody that has a charity they're trying to raise money for, as a local leader for whatever cause, if you have any interest or any need to develop a platform, you should be on TikTok, because there's people getting on TikTok and developing audiences of 100,000 followers in 60 days. Something that would take you 4 years on YouTube, people are doing in 2 months on TikTok. So if you're any kind of video producer, oh, where's the sidewalk? It ends over there. Okay, there's a fence, and then there's nowhere to go. Yeah, if you are producing a video of any level, of any volume, you really should be on there. And I think you'd be amazed. I really think you'd be amazed. And the other thing too is, don't just upload your old content from other platforms. Create new stuff that fits into that platform. You can do whatever you want. You can upload old content if you want, but really, to take full advantage of it, to really get it going, you should kind of use a lot of the features that they have. So like I said before, I only touched on a very small part of the tech. So let me talk about that a little bit. It's the first video platform where I've seen where you could do green screen within the app. That's a major, and that is a very popular feature, and I understand why. So now you can upload any picture, any photo, any graphic, any video, and put it behind you on a green screen effect that's in the app. It's built in the app, right? You're not setting up a green screen in your room. You click green screen on the app, and then you select a photo or video or whatever it is you want behind you. Then you record, I forget the actual sequence of events, I've done it a few times, but then you record you talking about it, and then you can do that 3 or 4 times and edit it. Again, you can edit all of that different shots in the app. I don't think you could do that on Snapchat, right? Now in Vine, you were able to do different, like you could stop the video and record a different cut, right? So you could kind of edit it. But anyway, it's just so much more advanced. And then the effects, the filters and effects that you can do are way, way more than any other platform. Like way more. Like in terms of, they'll have maybe 200, more than that, more like 250 to 300 different filters and effects that you can do inside the app. I'm not sure I'm going the right way here, but there's nowhere to go on that side. We're on the Ohio State campus, if that wasn't clear. So, I don't know. But for that reason, because it's so popular now, and because the age range is a appealing target market for a lot of marketers, and as Gary Vee used to say, marketers ruin everything. You know, eventually they'll ruin this one, because they get on there and they do everything wrong, or they overwhelm the platform with their dumb marketing messages, and people hate it. That's exactly what happened to Facebook. But until that time, until it's ruined, if you have, so for example, I'll tell you who's getting on there now. financial advisors. Okay, they put up tips, they put up little mini tutorials. So most of the videos are between 15 and 60 seconds. But you can go as short as, I think, 5 seconds. Okay, and people will put up short, there's not a whole lot you can say in that time. But, you can make a couple good points, and it helps people, especially because financial literacy is so poor in this country, and probably in most countries. It's useful. They're providing value, and in turn, they're building their brand and their service, right? And probably getting ultimately getting business from that down the line. But also that speaks to, like, the reason that Pepsi and Coke go after people in that age range is because they know that the changing a brand through your lifetime is very unusual. Like, if they can get you when you're young, the chances are good you're going to stick with that brand for the rest of your life. So I'm not saying people are going to stick with their accountant for the rest of their life, but especially if you're a younger professional, you could build a clientele. But if you're stable and you do that for the rest of it, you could have generate customers now that you'll have for the rest of your life. Or, in marketing, what they call lifetime customer value, or, in other words, the average length that they're on your customer list, right? So if you generate that from TikTok now, then, you have a good chance of keeping it as they get older, they get married, they buy houses, they open, checking accounts, savings accounts, investment plans, insurance. So that's why you see a lot of professionals getting on there. And again, like I say, it helps if you're not just boring. That would be death on that platform. So you have, 29-year-old financial planners giving out financial investment tips as they dance. So they'll pick like I said, you can use a lot of these different music bits and even audio bits. You can use them. You're allowed to use them. So you choose that bit, and then you dance to it, or sing to it, or lip sync it, or don't say anything. You just, a lot of times they'll let the music play while they point to text that they put on the screen. So you really should get on there just to get a look at it. You could pull it up on your PC if you're a window. You can pull it up on the internet to take a look at it. I don't think you have to join it to see what the heck I'm talking about. But, all right, so that leads to why you shouldn't. So I told you why you should. This is why you shouldn't. Because, first of all, there's a lot of security concerns because it's a Chinese-based app. And the administration and others have said, like I said earlier, the administration has given them 45 days to be sold. Now the question is, in a lot of people's mind, is, well, okay, Trump came out with this executive order, but does he actually have the power to do that? He can say anything, and he'll say anything. We all know he says anything. But does he have the actual power? Because a lot of his shtick is pretending that he has the power when he doesn't necessarily have the power. So there's a lot of question on if he has the power anyway, which he probably doesn't, to be honest with you. But nonetheless, even if it stays, there's still security concerns that they're stealing personal data. This is the view of people that have concerns. They say this app is stealing data and using it in ways we don't know what way. At least that's today. That might change tomorrow. It's a constantly evolving situation. Let me just make sure this thing is still running. From the back of this GoPro Hero Black 7, I can't tell. If it's still running. I believe this is 5th Avenue, maybe 3rd Avenue. Here in C-Bus, as they say, Columbus. If you remember, if you've been around, if you've been around and seen it before, is that guy honking at me? I think he's honking at that other city worker, maybe. The old city worker salute. Hey ho! Oh, by the way, this is Battelle Memorial Institute. They're doing a lot of research on COVID in here. It's a world famous medical research facility, part of Ohio State University. And as a point of trivia, they used to own most of the land of where the houses are in the short north area, or actually, well, you could say short north, but also Victorian Village. I don't know if you can see it on. It's pretty. All these buildings here. And then the campus is. The main campus is that way. So if you have seen my main channel for a while, you might have remember I have some live streams where I talked about this very problem of you put everything all on your main channel. I talked about it many times. Now because I'm a Gemini and have a split personality, I actually hid most of those. So I was going to take them, which I still haven't done. I should maybe do that today or this weekend, and put them on a separate channel, because I kept going back and forth. Now they're old, but it might be kind of fun if I throw them up there now and just have the retro vibe. Put it in the title. This is we're heading west. Another new building. What is this building? I think I'm going to throw my mask on. I'm going to do it now. Just do it now. When they're running, I don't know. This is my own paranoia, but when they're running by you like, you know. And yeah. You know, breathing hard, you know. The other thing I might think about is, like I said, getting on the bike. And I really should do that in the summer months, like 2 days. I can maybe walk in the morning and ride the bike in the afternoon. At least in the summer months, because it's going to get cold again. Cold, you know, once the winter hits. It's going to be harder to ride the bike. I guess you could, though, right? And that's another good reason for the e-bike. Not to be a big wuss, but like pain in the ass to ride your bike in the winter. If an e-bike makes it a little bit easier. No wonder I'm fat, right? I mean, I'm trying everything I can to get out of it. I'm walking instead of running, taking the e-bike instead of a real bike. But those city bikes are a good deal. $7 a month. Or actually, it's $5. I think I paid $5. Let me see, $70 for the year. Whatever that comes out to. What, $6 a month? $6 a month. Oh, here comes a bicyclist right here. Is he giving me a dirty look? Didn't he kind of give me a dirty look? Didn't he kind of look back like, what are you doing? See, I told you. Oh, man. That guy's in shape, though. Look at him go. Yeah, we'll get there. Very interesting. Yesterday, President Trump issued an executive order. Now, I read, as a sidebar, I read that in this particular case, which I'll describe, he doesn't necessarily have a lot of power to do what he's saying. But am I not supposed to be walking on here? The guy kind of spent a long time on this side of the path. Is that a warning? I'm like, move over? You finally moved over. Now I'm being paranoid. All right, so President Trump issued an executive order that TikTok has 45 days. Well, TikTok's parent, ByteDance, the company that developed TikTok, owns it, has 45 days to find a U.S. buyer of the company to be sold. Due to security concerns about the company. Now, I'll say right now, which if you, again, have been following me, different platforms, I love TikTok. First of all, just for the tech alone, it's an amazing company. And have blown away the other similar platforms in what they can do. Snapchat for sure, Instagram for sure. In terms of the advanced tech, I'm not talking about, you know, what they've done. They've redefined. Now this is really interesting, I think, because it speaks to competitiveness in a lot of different markets, or in general, and that is how can you possibly compete? Let's say you wanted to start a social media app of some kind. Okay, how can you possibly compete against Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Snapchat? How? Well, what they did was they came up with a better idea or a different idea. And then, I don't know if they targeted. Yeah, I guess they figured, I don't know, that's a good question. Did they originally target the younger demographic? I don't know, but certainly that's their demographic. The people that took the reins and ran with it with TikTok. So ByteDance started by a young guy in China, Zhang Imring or something, and he again just wanted to he wanted to start a tech company, and was thinking of different ways to do it. So they have different companies under the ByteDance umbrella, other apps that he started with his crew. Musical.ly was one of them. Musical.ly evolved into TikTok. Musical.ly was a way that you could basically, it's a karaoke platform in a sense, where you could sing along to famous songs. So they'd legally get the rights to famous songs. They probably got them cheap because they weren't that big at the time, right? Probably those initial rights weren't that expensive. But so then you and your friends could get on and sing to these different favorite pop songs. And of course, especially among young women, right? It's hugely, was hugely popular. Got a rock in my shoe here. I bought new shoes. I just haven't worn them. I don't know. I'm trying to get these miles out of these last few miles out of these shoes. Yeah, I don't think I got it there. We'll fix it later. So then they started creating dances to the songs. Again, mostly young women. And I remember hearing Gary Vee talk about it. He talked about it, 3 years ago, or however long, right when it started. And people asked him, well, what do you think is the next thing on the horizon? And he said, Musical.ly. And I checked it out. I got the gist of it, but in terms of, because I'd like to get onto these social platforms early, because you too, really, if you're anybody, you should, because we're all media now, and you should be posting to multiple platforms, but that's a separate discussion. So, but I didn't think I was already on 7 platforms. I didn't know if as a 50-year-old, that was going to benefit me, because I could be on 100 platforms. But if you are Pepsi, or Supreme footwear, or any of anything targeting that younger demographic, you should be on there. So I just kept it on my radar, but didn't think about it. Then they changed the name to TikTok. Then I was doing these fake lyrics explained videos where I make up ludicrous explanations of pop song lyrics, like they're just completely wrong. Well, that's the joke, I guess. And Old Town Road took off. Worldwide phenomenon, right? On the charts, #1 for a long time. And they said it really took off when the followers of TikTok embraced it and started making dances out of it. That's where it became a hit. Then it became a hit on radio. After it was a hit on TikTok. So TikTok now, so now the former Musical.ly, now TikTok is breaking music. So music isn't broken on radio anymore, it's broken on Spotify and TikTok. I mean, it's unbelievable. Radio is a lagging indicator. You can imagine. Somebody my age, that's, you know, it's not entirely shocking because things change, you know. But, you know, when I was that age, all the latest DJs would break the latest, right? They'd say, here's the latest Beatles or whatever. You're like, whoa, the latest Beatles. Rolling Stones. Led Zeppelin. So once the pandemic hit, I thought, I gotta get back, I gotta check this out. Because there was growing, Old Town Road hit last, I think he dropped it in, I think he actually dropped it on his SoundCloud, Lil Nas X, in let's say November of last year, 2019. And then I think people started using it on TikTok in December, and it still had a slow build, but by February it was starting to get a little buzz, and I was one of the first ones to put up anything about that song, even though, and I was just, all I was doing was looking for songs to make fake lyrics explained. So I took the song and I didn't even know what it was. I'm just looking for content. So I actually got a lot of hits because this song started, I was kind of on the front edge of that song before it became big, like known by your mom. Now everybody can probably go, gonna take the man to the old town road, I'm gonna ride, maybe they're stealing your bank accounts, maybe they're using facial recognition to build a library of data about, I don't know. I don't even know. So I guess my answer to that is, because I'm still on there, how is that different from Google? I'm laughing. I know it's not, it's a serious concern, but I'm laughing at the volume of intrusiveness of American tech companies is off the charts already. The things they know about you. I read one article by a guy that does this for a living. He does internet security. He said you would just not even believe it. It would blow people away if they knew how much Google and Facebook knows about you. He said it would make most people concerned. They just don't know the extent. And really, what's sort of extra scary is that because they have so much, they have a data pool that allows them to draw conclusions about you that are eerily accurate based on artificial intelligence. So in other words, if they know your shopping patterns and they know your age and they know all of this, they will recommend products to you before you need them. And they actually got in a lot of trouble for this a couple of years ago because I think it was Amazon was recommending products, suggested products to a minor female teenager that had to do with birth control. And her father said, why are you, he sued them. So why are you giving these suggested products, putting them in front of my daughter as she shops on Amazon? And the answer is, Amazon knew from the other thing she was doing online that the chances of her being pregnant were off the charts. And it turned out to be true. It turned out that she was pregnant. So, I don't know, I forget how that case evolved, and I'm not even sure if it was Amazon. But that indicates the level of what they know about us. So I'm not sure how much more you can steal from our personal, private data that hasn't already been stolen. Or at least you say, well, no, you gave them permission. Okay, right. But, they're using it. My feeling is all these companies are using it in ways that you didn't intend, even if you gave them permission. They're overstepping that general acceptance. You know what I mean? That a reasonable person would accept. And yes, you should read every line, but we know nobody does that. So now, could they steal your bank account? Maybe. I mean, I don't think so. I checked out, I read a few articles, and some security experts were saying it's be almost impossible for them to do that. But we don't, the thing is, we don't know. And China's tech is very advanced, so nobody really knows. And so from that standpoint, you should be aware that it is a valid concern. For me, it's the world I live in, right? I'm a tech guy. I write about tech. I was one of the first people on YouTube, one of the first people online, with a website back in the day. One of the first people on Twitter. One of the first people on, let's see, what else? Instagram. But I had the account, but I didn't do anything with it. Until later. Just because I'm in that world, and I'm aware of the, discussions on what's up and coming, so I jump on them just to learn about them and use them if they're useful to. So I guess I'm less concerned because I'm just kind of used to giving up all that information, and maybe that's all going to come out to bite us, all of us, in the end. I don't know. I don't know, but it's something you should be aware of, and I'm sure you've heard it in the news that people are worried about this particular app and all that baloney. But I would say, if you're curious, just pull it up on your PC or Mac, your Apple and your iPhone, whatever, and just take a look at it. And at first, it's a little confusing. You're like, well, what's the big deal about this? There's a bunch of kids dancing, and other people, and a lot of dogs. People putting up their dogs. A lot of dogs and cats. But once you get into it and understand the depth of the tech, the different effects, the things you can do, it's way, miles and miles ahead of the competition. Now, Instagram, I guess, yesterday came out with Reels, R-E-E-L-Z, I think. And when you pull up your Instagram profile and you go to post something, you'll see that there's a different. It hasn't been rolled out to everybody yet. You might not see it. But it's basically their TikTok clone. So the initial reports I heard are it's not very good. But Instagram's owned by Facebook, so they've got deep pockets, and they're aggressive. They'll figure it out, and it'll be big. What's interesting about TikTok is it's more than all of the things, the tech and all the things I described. It's a different feeling. Somebody said that Instagram is for looking good. Facebook is for trying to be popular. Let's see. Twitter is for pointless arguments. And that TikTok is more like a party. And that culture developed by itself. It's very difficult to manufacture a vibe. But they gave them the tools to do that. And it grew on its own. So it has its own culture. That's why, and it's young, but that's why they allegedly bought up a bunch of tickets to a Trump rally in Oklahoma and then didn't go to the rally, therefore preventing the rally from having a good turnout. Some people say it'd be difficult to do that, and that's probably not what happened. But others are like, yeah, I bought 300. I bought 300 tickets. Or no, they reserved the tickets, I guess. I don't know. Either way, the platform. Somebody concocted the idea, and the platform quickly rallied behind it. And sure enough, the turnout was low. So whether they were actually a factor or not, I can't say. But it just goes to speak to the community feeling of it. That it's different than these other platforms. So I hope I bored you. I would just say check it out. But the thing to consider is, if you're competitive at all, if you're selling any kind of product or service or charity or managing an organization or whatever, people are building audience. Let me slow down. People are building followers and views and hits and likes at a rate I've never seen on any platform in all the time I've been online. At just astronomical speed. No, you have to have, you can't just be, dumb. I mean, you can be dumb, but you can't be boring, I guess is a better way to put it. So, it helps to have some fun in your bones because, it's a lighthearted platform for the most part. And friendly, it doesn't help to be, some sort of grouch. Although, if you can pull it off, it might be kind of funny. In which case, it works. It just depends on your shtick. But here's a good example of what is happening. I think this is maybe the best example, I think. So there's a, let me see, where are they from? I think they're in Texas, maybe. There's this very charming cleaning lady that opened an account and gives cleaning tips. It's very charming. They own a cleaning service, her family. And they're immigrants. And she has a very, calm voice. I don't know how to describe it. She'll say, "Okay, guys, today I'm going to show you how to clean a toilet." And She goes, okay, you want to take some Fabuloso, 90% Fabuloso, 8% Clorox bleach and cleaner, and a little bit of Dawn liquid, right? Shake it up in a spray bottle. Okay, now let's start from the top, right? She just now, in the last week, got 1 million followers, not views or hits, followers, in less than 6 months. Guys, I can tell you, I know what I'm talking about. That's unbelievable. Now, she has a very appealing personality. It's very warm, and she's giving very valuable tips. She does it for a living, you know. And then people say, well, where do I get that brush you use? And, you know, these, like, kind of a square brush. Where do I get Fabuloso? Which is popular in, like, in LA and Hispanic communities. Where do I get it? But you can get it, practically anywhere. You can get it online. Do you put a flexible shower curtain in the laundromat, in the laundry? You know. What do I do with the bath rug? She's like, throw it in there with it, you know. So let me repeat that. In 6 months, she generated 1 million followers.
At least when I'm trying.
Not 100, 1 million in 6, like an unknown person. That would take you 3 years on YouTube. A cleaning lady on YouTube would take 3 years to generate 1 million followers. If you could get to that level. And she's doing it with 60-second videos. Not on YouTube, they're 8 minutes. She's doing it with 60-second videos from her phone. From her phone on the job. Here's a good example. She shows how to, because, you know, they do cleaning and organizing, right? So she showed, I think that the video was about how to roll and store towels. So this is an area I don't know really anything about, but apparently this is a thing. So she folds the towel sort of lengthwise, turning in the corners. So now you have kind of a pointed part, and then they flip it and roll it up like a burrito, and then the tail end they tuck into the roll. That's the best way I could describe it. So now you can pick it up and it won't unroll, right? And then they stack it. They stack them that way. So people went bananas over this. So now one of the tech things about TikTok is you can do a duet where you pull up somebody's video and then you can interact with their video and make a new video, all within the app. Hey guys, you gotta check it out. It's just crazy what's going on. So people were so amazed by this. She became super popular just for doing things like this, with the towel thing. And I don't know, I can't. So now you have a small business owner, immigrant, that has a huge, massive social media following. Now she did the work. She uploaded it a lot. She made it interesting. She made it funny. You know, but practical. She brought value. You know, you have to do the work. She uploaded a lot. She answered people's comments. She she did the duet video that I'm talking about, where she'd respond to other people's videos and make a new video, a combination of video. You can do reaction videos. You can do, just all kinds, just crazy amounts of stuff. And now she has more than 1 million. I mean, guys, it's unbelievable. 1 million. You're saying, what's her name? I'll tell you what, I'm going to check it out. Or what's her, profile name. I will check it out. And I'll post it in the comments on this video. It's going to be on Daily Dose of Ditzel. This video. And then I'll leave a comment in the description. Linking her. Because you can link to the URL on the internet. That's an interesting thing about TikTok. Like, I don't think you can link to a lot of Facebook. But I still wasn't on TikTok. I thought, well, God, it's just right there. Now you have the time. You should get on there. So I'll tell you that right now is where I tell you at this point of this video is that you should be on there. I think I mentioned that a second ago, but I'll explain why. The tech is different. So if you've never heard of TikTok or know very little about it or haven't even seen it, the reason that Old Town Road got big was Lil Nas X had it on his, uploads it on his channel. I think this is how it developed it. Somebody else might have done it, uploaded his content onto their channel. Let's go this way. Can we go this way? We're gonna get caught. It's a good question. I think we might get caught going that way. You can tell where I don't know the you can tell where I don't know the area that well. Okay, so Lil Nas X, let's say it's with Lil Nas X. He uploads it to TikTok, right? And the original video posts, I don't think you can link to them. No, I could be wrong about that. Depends on the settings. I think it depends on the settings. But for TikTok, I believe every post has its own URL. So I'll leave that in the description. And put up her profile name so you can kind of check out what I'm talking about, because that's a very good example. So that's the thing, if I was a social media person and somebody said, well, I'm an accountant, I'm a lawyer, I'm a taxidermist, that's a good example. Oh, I can't get on there, I'm a professional. I'd say, are you out of your mind? She's a cleaning, they clean houses. She has 1 million followers. You don't think somebody would be interested on how taxidermy is done? How does it work? How do you do that? What are the laws about that? Did you get any negative feedback from animal rights people? How long have you been doing it? Is it a family business? What if I wanted to get into the business? What if I wanted to have something done? I killed the deer. I want to save it. How do I do it? You could answer 1 million questions. You might not get 1 million followers, but you'd have more than you have now. And I don't know. You get the idea. And like I said, because the demographic is younger, they're gonna, as long as you continue to nurture that audience, they're gonna grow with you. So if you're an attorney that helps people buy, or you're a realtor that helps people buy their first homes, well, what are they gonna do when they need a second home? They're gonna go to you. Really? They're gonna come to me? Yeah, they're gonna go to you. Isn't that exciting? Get excited. Oh man. All right, guys. I hope I bored you to tears with that one, but I don't know. I guess for me it's the tech, right? I love tech stuff, And to see what they did, and going back to my original comments, how they were able to flank these major players. They weren't always as big as they are. They were little. And they were able to flank these major players. It's an amazing story, I think. It's a great story of marketing. And why, again, I keep saying, why didn't Walmart, back in the day, look at Amazon and go, okay, these guys are going to be a problem. And we should ramp up our online e-commerce now. In 1999, they should have said that. And maybe they did. But no offense, Walmart. I use your stores, but it's still not nearly as useful a user experience as Amazon. So, likewise, why didn't Facebook cut TikTok off at the pass early on? And now, of course, now they're aggressively ramping up Instagram to go up against them. It'll be an interesting battle, especially because the talk is that Microsoft is going to buy TikTok. I love it, guys. I love all this tech. I love it. Oh man, it's so much fun. So there you go. Look for that link in the description of That Is Your SEO when you watch this. I'll have it up later today. Today's what did I say, Friday? And then what he's doing. What are you doing, sir? I gotta go down this way. A link to that cleaning lady. I think you'd be amazed.